what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it. If you're upset right now about LSU, and what was that article that you linked where they were giving report cards for CFB teams?
Yeah.
And I think LSU had a C-.
CBS Sports put it out, I believe.
I'd probably bump it up to a C, but either way, I think that's completely accurate. We have an entire offseason to be mad. You know what I'm saying? Like definitely get mad about what's going on in the field. But if you're mad about problems that can only be fixed in the offseason, like I would say acknowledge them. Like, yes, acknowledge your personnel is limited and that you didn't do what you needed to in the portal or in recruiting, and then move on and just look forward to the game and break down the game for what it is, because this thing is flying by, guys, and before you know it, we'll be back in the offseason. We'll be doing the same stupid-ass song and dance that we do every single year. We have the same hypothetical conversations 24/7. So at least we have actual football to talk about now. Like this weekend, I want to watch that South Carolina D-line against these tackles. Right now, Kyle Kennard, the senior pass rusher, leads the SEC with 3.5 sacks. And then Dylan Stewart, the freshman phenom, has 2.5 to be third in the conference. And guess what? Both them right now are looking at LSU and seeing dollar signs. Not that LSU's weak. They're not. Again, elite pass protectors. But if you're Dylan Stewart, the freshman, and you can go beat Will Campbell, you go beat Emory Jones, or even Kennard, the senior, like that's how you get on the NFL's radar. That's a big time, make a national statement game. You're going to be at home with the crowd behind you, them going off a silent count. That's going to be a fun battle to watch this week.
Yeah, Kennard's been a really good player his entire time in college. He started at Georgia Tech. His first year was the COVID year. They played 6 games, and I think he had like 3.5 sacks in 6 games as a freshman.
Damn.
I mean, when he's been healthy, he has kind of been that guy. And so he transfers from Georgia Tech to South Carolina, and it's like the perfect mixture for them to have like this veteran player that can get after the quarterback and also have one of the most exciting young freshman edge rushers as well. And so it's a great duo, but also imagine how much Stewart is learning from Kennard and kind of benefiting from having him on the other side. And then you've got Tonka Hemingway, who's right there in the middle. He's a force too at defensive tackle. So like it's a strength for them. Now, again, in the pass protection portion of this, it is your biggest strength maybe on offense, but you're going to have to also root those guys out in the run game.
Feels like I don't know about what I'm going to watch some South Carolina film today.
Their D-line's it's super solid.
I'm saying, how is Dylan Stewart against the run? Because I know he's rangy
he holds
and
up
long
well for 245. Okay. I think he holds up pretty well.
But again, I don't have a lot of faith in LSU's,
run blocking to begin with. It's the guys in the interior for South Carolina that kind of give you some worry. Like Alex Huntley is every bit of 6'4", 305 pounds, and then Tonka Hemingway, who we talked about, he is
what a name for an interior D lineman.
300 pounds.
Tonka.
They're both really good players. They both use their hands really well. They hold point really well. They long arm really well, and long arm they extend that arm fully. Keep your hands away from their chest and body. Don't allow you to fully engage with them, and they just hold point. Super long arm guys. And again, going back to our other conversation, when they're doing that, what can the offensive lineman not do? Get to the second level.
No, you're just stonewalling.
You're just sitting there.
You're gumming up the works. You're making everything harder for the back to read. You're not getting pushed downfield. It's what old 99 from USC, the Vandy transfer, had a lot of success on week 1 against LSU. Tonka Hemingway. Probably one of the biggest signs of our decline as a culture is that Tonka trucks, the toys. I learned this the other day with the guy John at Rouse's. They used to be made of pure steel, like real steel, fully unbreakable, like true quality product.
And if one hit your shin, it was over.
Now, plastic, a little bit of cheap metal, probably like aluminum, as the UK would say. It's a sad sign of the times, and you're probably paying more for it than you ever have before. I mean, to pair up the first name Tonka with the last name Hemingway, too. One of the most masculine writers of all time.
Yeah, it's elite.
All right. Let's go, Dellinger. Let's go, Frazier.
So
Let's go, Chester. Y'all better be ready.
Yes.
Tonka might run you over and then give you a little beautifully written soliloquy on a reflection of masculinity in the modern age.
Like that matchup is interesting, and you want your offensive line to continue to get better run blocking, obviously, and the pass protection you still feel good about it, even though you got two really good edge rushers. For me, the matchup though, T-Bob, that is going to keep people up at night is South Carolina has three guys that can play quarterback and can run Q runs better than Guggenheim. And I love Guggenheim. Love him. His patience was incredible. But, a little bit more athletic guys are going, and again, not being disrespectful, it's just like Robbie Ashford, that's his one skill set.
Robbie Ashford.
It's his one skill set that he really has. Okay. Luke Doty has played quarterback, now plays all over the place. He is their version of Taysom Hill, right? Taysom Hill light is Luke Doty. And then LaNorris Sellers also, like, he's got the ability to do it as well.
Well, he is.
Then you've got Rocket Sanders in the backfield.
Yeah, and yeah, you mentioned LaNorris Sellers. He is very, very raw, but BK is not wrong when he invokes the name of like an Anthony Richardson when talking about him, because he's huge, he's athletic, and he's got a cannon.
He's got rec specs. You got to respect that.
And he does have rec specs, which I really like. A lot of people are clowning for that. I like it. I want my quarterback to wear rec specs, so I'm like, that guy's smart. He's very smart. Look at that.
Horace Grant did it.
Exactly. And, well, yeah, Horace Grant, one of the smartest players in the NBA. It's known.
Eric Dickerson.
Yeah.
He wore them goggles for a time.
He did.
That's crazy, because that was one of the toughest Suns guns to ever run the ball ever.
A young Jake Hester, 8 years old.
Rec specs?
Rec specs.
There you go, dude.
It's not just the glasses. It's his name's LaNorris too.
It's a great name. He's really good at NCAA for whatever that's worth. So yeah, they're gonna
again, like, he's not gonna specialize in it. I'm just saying, like, with the struggles you had with some of the Q runs from Guggenheim last week, it's going to be up more than it has been. So last week against Kentucky, Robbie Ashford ran 6 times. 6 for 26, 4.3 per carry, had an 18-yarder. That's going to go up. Like, Sellers ran 8 times. Now, the yardage, sack yardage in college football, it's stupid. Don't like it. It goes away from your rushing total. But, he ran 8 times. That might even go up. Now, Doty didn't have a carry, but I promise you he is going to have a package this week against you. So that's just something you have to be ready for.
Yeah, so we'll continue to break down LSU, South Carolina in much more detail. I'm excited to get some eyes on some South Carolina film today, but certainly the matchups early on to watch are that South Carolina D-line going against the LSU O-line that is strength on strength, and then in what is a limited defensive front from LSU, how will Blake Baker try to out-scheme some of the personnel deficiencies that you have? I guess one advantage for LSU here would be, Jake, or maybe not advantage. One just positive angle would be that South Carolina doesn't seem to be able to throw the ball very well. And so, that's a potential weakness for you that they should not be able to exploit. So you can put a little more resources in scheme into trying to stop the run and make them prove to you that they can beat you through the air first.
Yeah, when you look at Sellers a week ago, only threw 14 passes. Now, with the way the game went and the third quarter, they kind of pulled away, you would have seen more if the game dictated more. But 10 of 14, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. It's still a part of his game that is lagging behind a bit.
Pretty efficient day there, though. I didn't realize his stats got that good by the end of the day.
God, Brock Vandagriff was so bad in this game. I
Vandagriff's
keep looking
really
at it.
Poor.
3 of 10.
Yeah.
An interception, 30 yards.
And Kentucky is terrified of throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Terrified. They ran it 17 again.
They ran 46 times.
The funniest thing I saw the entire game.
By 25.
The funniest thing I saw the entire game were 2 drives in a row where they ran it 17 times in a row. and then they tried 1 3rd and 3 pass, and it was just a slant that was like spiked to the ground. I was like, oh my God, dude. Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.